Disappointment is all around us. While unfortunate, it is fairly obvious to understand why. We set high standards on ourselves and on each other in order to strive for perfection. Despite what our outer appearances may suggest, we are all perfectionists to some extent on matters that most concern us. Whether it be finances, intimacy, fame, physical fitness, or academic achievement, we all have something to try our hardest to be the best at, and if we cannot find this goal to strive for, we fall under depression and constant worry of not being deemed good enough for the outside world. This unity and encouragement has its upsides, but too high of expectations always brings back too low of results. It isn't good enough, it cannot possibly be good enough, so we don't bother trying. Currently, the amount of the global population entering the workforce is dropping each year as people give up on being worth anything. 53% of the US population has so much as given up on the American dream, let alone the amount of people that are not even striving to achieve the dream at the moment. This is a huge problem society is faced with today. We hate failure because it is the opposite of everything we stand for, the opposite of the perfect society displayed on our televisions, which we innately desire to mimic. If trying inevitably leads to failure, and we want to avoid failure at all costs, then we must avoid trying at all costs as well. But this formulates a cynical and pessimistic worldview that creates a dissatisfaction with the individual and forms frustration for the world. We must accept some innate facts if we are to encourage the world to continue trying. 1. Failure is inevitable. We must all face disappointment in our lives if we are ever to succeed and come past self-pity in order to achieve in ways that lead to self-satisfaction. 2. Failure is far from ultimate. It is true that some decisions in life are dramatic and impactful, but there are always ways to progress from any shortcoming that will lead to a better resolution. We cannot always get what we want, but assuming that one failure is the end of all attempts means that we can never get what we want. 3. The only way to move past a shortcoming is by reaching far but reasonably. Reach too short and you won't make enough ground to feel as if you're making a lasting or worthwhile impact. Reach too far and you'll never find a grip on your goals. They will forever be twice your speed and given a head start above you. Find a long-term goal to strive for and small-term goals along the way in order to find your path. Failing a test is not the end of the world. There are ways to progress to improve your grades in life after that point. Perhaps you need to study more, spend less time browsing the web, or get more worthwhile sleep. One low grade cannot set the standard for the rest of them unless you give the same effort each time and don't attempt to progress. Kids who ride bikes for the first time often hurt themselves, and it's painful, but they learn from their mistakes and get up again with a blissful enthusiasm that we should all try harder to mimic. Remember that failure is a key to success, but someone needs to unlock the door, and if you never take your key ring out of your pocket, you should expect yourself to remain locked out for life, because no one else can open the door for you. They have their own doors to open or sit outside of. You may be disappointed if you fail, but you are doomed if you don't try.